You arrive first. Sport bike off-road! So, I want to do hashtag wheel talk for a second. This is mostly a direct response to Jake the Garden Snakes, but recently all the big motovloggers have put out a video to the effect of motovlogging is dead. Which, I just don't see it that way. I see it's stale at the minute, 100%. But like, Jake's complaint is that views are down because the community is so small, but he's also complaining that there's now too many motovloggers to do it. So he does have a real point with the algorithm. That is a big thing until the community grows. But I just think Jake has been doing the same style of videos for so long. Now, not that he needs to stop. He is the grandfather of them. Like, he owns the style of video that everyone else copies. So really everyone else needs to stop doing it and leave Jake to his style. But my thing is, if you look at people like Walterific, how he came up, like, he was different. Like, you can pretty much make a do it with Dan / Jake the Garden Snake style video just by screaming at something and doing wheelies while you ride home. And like, those guys do it super well. They have a lot of fun doing it. They have so many videos. But the thing is, after a while, you can't, like, you don't want to keep watching because you've already seen the same video 100 times. If you look at people like who have exploded recently, Motonosity, he changed it up. He went from doing regular style motovlogs like this to doing the build series, and that's clearly worked out super well. I haven't checked his views, but he like bought another bike to do it, so clearly he's either A, loving it, or B, making a lot of, you know, it makes financial sense to do it. Plus, it's a really fun video. It's one of my favorite series. He's gone from a guy I didn't really care about. I subscribed just because he was one of the big motovloggers and friends with Chasing Two Wheels and all that stuff, to like probably the most fun guy to watch. He's become so charismatic, and like, I enjoy watching the build series. It's therapeutic. It gives me ideas on what I want to do. Fooligan, he's always out with, you know, his buddies. It's different. Like, Jake had the Supermoto Sundays, which were my favorite videos of it, and then Fooligan's videos are basically each video is one of them where he's hanging out with his buddies, interacting and having fun. It's more fun to watch rather than just talking about the new R6 and what I think it looks like. Yes, there's a whole lot of cancer, as Jake puts it, in the motovlogging community. The thumbnail thing is a very real issue where I don't want to click on anything, because even though 1 of every 1,000 videos might have a genuine road rage incident, it's generally stuff like this. Of like, oh no, he pulled into my lane! Oh, what am I gonna do? He nearly killed me! Or speeding along, and every time you see a cop, that's the thumbnail. Cop pulls over a motorcycle. Look at this guy. Look, he's gonna hit me. Yes, it's overdone. But that's how you do it. More people need to create, and then you'll find the next big things. You'll find the next Walterifics. You'll find the next Do It With Dans, the next Fooligans, the next Chases. But like, it's gonna take, people need to refine their craft. Like this, it's a form of filmmaking. It's not something you're automatically good at. People are more charismatic, and some people start off a little bit better than everyone else, but it's a skill you have to practice. So the only way you're gonna find the next great motovlogger is to have loads of people doing it. The only way to grow the community is to have more people making videos. It's gonna become decentralized, but if you look at the rest of YouTube, you know, if you go back in the day, everyone who was part of the station, Lisa Nova, Charles Strippy, I don't know, I can't remember who else was part of it. Shay Carl, Cassim G, those guys all knew each other and they all hung out. And it was just them, it was very centralized, but over time it's spread out, and that's what the motovlogging community is gonna do. Like, even if you look, say at one of the big sections, say music, which is something everyone's into, and it honestly has a bigger calling than motovlogging ever will. But like, most of those guys don't know each other, they're not centralized. If you still look at motovlogging at the minute, it's still in its infancy. You can get 90% of the big motovloggers together at the Georgia meetup or at the Texas meetup. Like, all you're missing kind of is the California guys or maybe the Baron von Grumbles. If you look, it tends to go in waves. Like, if you look, when motovlogging started, it was cool to hide your face, and then slowly over time everyone did the face reveals, and because they realized you get a more authentic connection with your audience if they know what you look like and you're not this helmet going down the road. And for like some guys it still works, but I just think the only way we're going to find it is if people keep pushing the medium. And maybe, yes, it'll be slightly less motovlogging, it'll be less like this, but you know, how much fun would it be to, when it gets more cinematic? How much more fun when people start telling, you know, full stories on motovlogging when there's drones involved? And yes, production quality is going to go up and it's going to get harder and harder to make it big, but that's just how entertainment works. I think the community, yes, it probably falls off a little bit in winter, and I think everyone's going to see a subtle decrease just because no one's really pushing the envelope at the minute. So I know I'm another one of these, oh, I'm just going to start motovlogging now and see what happens. But I've got ideas. Maybe I will just fall off because I started a while ago and didn't make any videos for like nearly a year. I'm on a different bike I haven't even introduced yet now. I'm in a different country. That's just because I didn't feel like doing it. But now, I don't know, I'm seeing opportunity. So, who knows, maybe I'll fall into security, maybe motovlogging is about to die. I don't see it that way though, I see it just as the beginning, and I think this is just a lull. Because everyone's going to keep pushing it, everyone's going to keep jumping on the next bandwagons. Like if you look, for every video Jake the Garden Snake puts out, there's another similar style, you know, by Fooligan, Stubby Moto, all those guys with the supermotos, and like, it's gonna spread the views out for those kind of people. If you look at Motonosity with the build series, you get Chase on Two Wheels now with his garage build series, and even Jake had the manga build series, which I think probably started it. Oh, maybe it'll be harder to be a professional YouTuber, but to me that's not really my concern. I want to see more motovloggers and more interesting content on motorcycles. I think there's such a fun thing, a great brotherly community already there in motorcycles. I can't see how this isn't going to continue. I can't see how it's not going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And as everyone's pointed out, I think Do It With Dan said it in his video, some of the really big YouTubers have done motovlogging. Like people with million-plus subscribers. And even if you look, like the trend for motovloggers, even if views are down a little bit at the minute, they're tending towards like someone's going to break the 750,000, or even the million very soon. People with gold play buttons in motovlogging. And like that's when people will start to take notice. Obviously there'll be the guys who are always super motorcycle focused. I think there'll always be like the hardcore motovloggers, the people who like the motorcycle community is their focus, but then you're going to start finding people who are going to like touch into other communities. Like they might branch out a little bit into the music community, have like a motorcycle music video and start pulling in people that way. And like most people are unaware of it or uninterested because they don't want to see some guy sitting on top of like, oh, so this is my 2008 750 Gixxer 750. It has 123 horsepower and it goes real fast and it's great. Like no one, like motorcyclists will probably care about that, and you can have more fun with that. And those are the kind of videos I personally really like to watch. But there's so much room to do so much more, and we're not doing it. Do it! So I don't think motovlogging is dead. I think there's a lull now, which is going to give someone some great space to move into and become possibly the next big motovlogger. Or at least pull more people into the community.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Alright, enough ranting. I'm gonna go ride my bike and have some fun. Peace!